you've been looking for positives. I'm just curious, what do you find out of this one from a positive perspective?
Well, I thought for the most part the team competed pretty hard. I thought we generated a fair amount of scoring chances. The goals are hard to come by right now. I thought Mika's line in particular had a number of grade A looks. Give Sorokin credit. I thought he made some timely saves for them. There's a fine line between winning and losing. I thought we played well enough to win.
How much of, I guess, an emotional burden, if any, is the team carrying because of the kind of uncertainty around Aaron?
I don't know. I feel like I answered that question for the last, week.
Yeah.
You guys ask it a million different ways, but I give you the same answer.
That's fair.
I just think that's the human element of sports. Is it does it weigh on these guys? Of course, they're human beings. I think they're doing a great job just compartmentalizing it. And when we walk through the doors and we're getting ready to play, we compete hard and we play hard for each other. And that's what we're going to continue to do.
Does it open up? Do you change any style-wise? Anything that you do with him not there? Like I don't know. Does he play differently? Make you play differently when he's in the lineup?
Who?
Artemi.
Yeah, I think he brings a unique element, with the way he plays the game, and we try to give him that latitude because he's a unique player. So I think, whatever line that he's on, has a dimension to it that's different when he's not in our lineup. He's one of those types of players. He's a very good offensive talent, and he sees the game really, really well. I don't have to tell you guys that. He's got a pretty decent track record here, and everybody understands how good of a player he is. So those guys, it's tough to replace those guys.
Scotty Morrow looked like he played a pretty confident game, moving the puck, the offensive zone, a couple of creative looks. What did you see in him tonight?
Yeah, I think Scotty's making progress. He's more assertive with his decision making. There's not as much hesitation. I think he's playing the game with more conviction. That's something we're trying to encourage him to do. Trust his instincts, make decisions with conviction, and go with it. And hesitation is hard because the people away from the puck or away from him, when he hesitates, everybody else around him does as well. So, even if he makes a decision and it's not necessarily the ideal one, if he makes it with conviction, it helps all the other guys on the ice. So I think he's doing a much better job there. I think he's trying to be harder at the net front. I think he's trying to close on people and kill plays down low in the defensive zone. I think he uses his stick pretty well defending the rush. And, I think maybe one of his better qualities is along the offensive blue line, just his ability to get pucks through. He's pretty good at changing his angle, looking for backside sticks, whatever it may be. So we think he's making progress.
Mika scored again tonight. Just how impressive has he been through this stretch, even if the team's been struggling, the consistency with which he's...
Yeah, I think Mika's game, I think he's played a terrific... He's had a terrific year for us. He's a complete player. He's a 200-foot player. He values playing defense, and he's good at it. And I think his offensive instincts, you guys, is very much on display every night. He's a really good player, and he cares a lot about the Rangers and what's going on here. I think he's been one of our most, if not our most, consistent player.
There was a part, I think it was during the 4-on-4, where you guys were circling a lot. They had it, and they looked. Trocheck was one of them. And if you're trying to score, you're trying to simplify a little bit with missing guys. Isn't that one area where you just find a lane and shoot it? Did they not shoot it because they didn't see a lane, do you think, or what was it?
I don't know. I wish I had an answer for you on that one, Dan. Because I had the same observation that you did. And we're talking to the guys a lot, whether it's 5-on-5 or 4-on-4, on trying to create more off the shot, simplify the game, get inside, create more off the shot. Nothing breaks coverage down better than a shot on goal. A rebound goes somewhere and decisions have to be made. And therein lies opportunity. And if we get inside with people, we've got an opportunity to compete on pucks, and we force the Islanders to have to defend the scoring area. And so I just think we've got to do a better job at recognizing when to put pucks in play, but we also have to have a willingness to get inside with people more consistently. And I think, when we do it at times, and I think we create when we do. I just think there's an element of consistency. I think we can bring more to that, and I think if we do, I think we'll score more goals. We'll generate more scoring chances. We may draw more penalties because we're forcing teams to have to defend the scoring area, and that's the hardest area in the rink to defend.
Not the result you wanted, but a better effort than last night.
Yeah, definitely. Thought we created enough chances to score a few more and get a better result, but that wasn't the case. And as positive as we try to be, or try to look for the positives, it's hard to be when you lose another game.
You had some good looks at the net tonight. Was there something you were doing a little differently than you might have done last night?
I thought, just in general, I thought we were better in the O-zone. I thought 5-on-5 we played a pretty decent game, but wasn't. I guess it wasn't enough.
Yeah, obviously a big part of the team. I know he's been here with a lot of the guys. It's stuff like that's emotional. We don't know exactly, but obviously it's part of the business, and yeah, it sucks. He's the driver of the team, great guy. But that being said, we have a job to do. It's part of the business, and we need to show up and try to win hockey games. And the effort's been there, it's just not coming up on the right side of things right now.
Did you feel there's something you did better tonight than you did last night? Was there a part of the game you liked?
I thought it was kind of similar games, to be honest. They had a lot of penalties in the second period yesterday, kind of interrupted our progress, I think. But, I think penalty kills aside, it's been a pretty tight hockey game the last couple of games. We had a lot of good looks today. I thought that, we couldn't really find the mark on. Could have changed the tide of the game, especially in the second period there. I think it could have went either way today. It just came down to one goal and one shot, and, it was a hard-fought game. And like I said, I thought both teams played well.
JT, is it like the story of the whole season has been creating chances and just not getting goals? I mean, what more can you do?
Yeah, it's frustrating for sure. I mean, I think that at some point it's hard to come up with answers other than put the puck in the net more often. I really believe, and I think we all believe, if you do the same thing a lot more times than you don't, you're going to get the results. And this year's been the pucks aren't finding the mark as much as we would like as a team, obviously, but like I said, I thought we played well enough to win the game today. It was one of those tight checking games. It seems to kind of always be like that against the Islanders, and just didn't come on the right side of it. Thought their goalie, both goalies played a good game today. It was just one of those games. We'd like to see the puck go in a little more for sure.
How much does the rivalry mean to you in the situation that you're in? I mean, you obviously want to win every game. You want to get 2 points every night. It's a tough season, but that's also the Islanders over there. I mean, how much does it hurt more, I guess?
I'm going to be honest. I think we just want to win the game. We're just focused on day-to-day. I say that all the time. And the next opponent, the next one's Pittsburgh, and we'll learn from today. And I know we'll be better next game. But like I said, it's not all bad. I feel like we have moments where we're outplaying the opposition, just maybe not getting rewarded for our looks. But that being said, there's an element of bearing down a little harder too. So, I think we're happy with the effort. It just sucks being on the wrong side of it.